So, we're in the WNBA offseason right now, and honestly, it's chaos. Absolute chaos. We're in a situation where players genuinely don't even know what the league is going to look like next year. Some people are saying, yeah, things are moving forward, this is exciting. And then you've got Natasha Cloud basically saying the opposite. Like, no, we're not moving forward unless we get exactly what we want. Otherwise, we're not playing. And I'm being serious when I say this. I wouldn't be shocked if a CBA gets signed and some players just refuse to play. Or, on the other side, that enough players cross the line that the league just runs with whoever they can get. I genuinely don't know how united the players really are. They'll say they're united, but I'm not convinced. Because when you look at what's actually happening, especially at All-Star Weekend, it feels like half of this unity is just players quietly recruiting each other. Take the whole Sophie Cunningham and Erica Wheeler situation. People saw them together and were like, watch these off-season interactions. The more they look like low-key recruitment. You've got Kelsey recruiting Izai, AB recruiting Tiffany Hayes, Sophie hanging around Wheeler. It doesn't feel random anymore. And look, if the Fever somehow manage to put together a lineup of Izai Magbeggar, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham / Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, with a bench of Tiffany Hayes, a competent point guard, maybe Katie Lou, or a solid draft pick, that's a championship team. Straight up, no debate, that's a title contender immediately. And I genuinely think Izai is one of the very few centers in the world who can actually play next to Aaliyah Boston without clogging the floor. Now, that being said, for Erica Wheeler specifically, I don't think Indiana is the right place for her anymore. I thought she was way better with Seattle. The fit with Caitlin Clark just wasn't there. It wasn't personal, it was stylistic. When Erica was running point, Caitlin was stuck off ball. The pace slowed down. The whole team looked worse. Erica's best minutes in her last Indiana season were literally at small forward, not even at point guard. That tells you everything. So, if I'm Erica Wheeler, I'm not trying to go back to the Fever. Not after going on a minimum contract and still not being fully wanted. But this brings me to the bigger point. The WNBA might be the only league in the world where friendships decide free agency more than money or basketball fit. Players hang out in the offseason, and suddenly they're on the same team. That's how it works. There's a 0% chance Marina Mabrey goes back to Connecticut if Alyssa Thomas isn't there. 0. She literally tried to force her way out, and now the odds of her returning are extremely high because the relationships are still there. And this is the part people don't understand about the Indiana Fever. The outside noise versus what's happening inside the locker room is completely different. If you join the Fever because you're on the Fever, not because of your game, not because of your personality, just because of the logo on your jersey. Erica Wheeler got it. Sophie Cunningham doesn't care at all. And Sydney Colson went from being universally loved to suddenly hated, and at the same time gained the biggest fan base of her career. The hate comes with the territory. And I genuinely believe that DeWanna Bonner couldn't handle it. I think that first Fever game mentally broke her. Between the investigations, the social media stuff, her partner coming out and saying they believed Angel and implying Fever fans were racist, there was no scenario where she was going to survive long-term in Indiana. Once her play dipped, the fans turned. Then she justified it in her own head. Then you saw the Twitter abuse. Then Alyssa Thomas started interacting with those same accounts again. And it all went back to Fever bad. I still genuinely believe that whole situation broke DeWanna Bonner. Erica Wheeler knows how to deal with it. Sophie Cunningham definitely knows how to deal with it. And that's why players like Sophie are so valuable. Not just on the court, but culturally. Because among players, Sophie is loved. Aaliyah Boston is loved. Tiffany Hayes is somewhere that actually fits her game. Because she's a good person, a great story, and a solid player. It just didn't work with Caitlin Clark. And that's okay. Not everything has to be a personal beef. Sometimes it's just basketball. Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.